Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Ọmọ ìjọmọ́, hallelujah. This morning we'll be looking at Proverbs 22 verse 17. And it says, bow down thine ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply thine heart unto my knowledge. Bow down thy ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply thine heart unto my knowledge. In this text, or in this verse, two parts of our body, of the human body, are mentioned. And there's a need for us to give full conscience to what this verse is pointing at. And the body parts are the ear and the heart, which signifies their, how do I put it? The two body parts are so crucial in the things of God. One, and two, they are so crucial in the principles of this journey we are, which is a spiritual journey. Because whoever is walking with God, worshiping God, either as a Christian or as a celestial, is on a spiritual journey. Hence, the need for such a person to check out for his ear and his heart. Here to do what? To hear the words of the wise. Because what you don't hear, you cannot ponder on, nor you can abide in. Many a times we tend to try to be obedient in the things of God, to the instruction of God, whereas we are very poor in hearing. Whoever is poor in hearing or has an disorder, has a disorder in hearing, such a person will be so poor in abiding in that instruction. No wonder we have poor Christians today, poor Celestials today, that will not obey the instruction of God because they are so poor in hearing. Now, when I say poor in hearing, I'm not saying just to hear alone. I'm not saying just to hear the instruction of God. Oh, they told us that we shouldn't put on red or black apparel. They told us in the church that we shouldn't work late at night. That alone is not enough. The proverb is saying, words of the wise is what you give your ear to hear. Which means, for everyone that speaks, for every word you hear that comes out of a man or a preacher, probably we can have the word of a fool and the word of a wise. For everyone you come across in life, you can either hear the word of a fool or the word of a wise of such a person. Hence the need for you to give your ear to a clear hearing session from such a person and deduce the words of the wise from that person. That's the first stage. Now the second stage is applying your heart onto the knowledge of that word. Applying your heart onto the knowledge of that person. Then you can say this person is knowledgeable because through its words I can deduce wisdom out from that person. But when a person is exhibiting foolish words out of their mouth, you can say, I can see this person is not knowledgeable enough. Because out of the words of his mouth or her mouth, I can see he's so blank in his knowledge. What are we saying this morning? How knowledgeable we are depends on how we give our ears to hearing. What are you hearing? Who are you giving your ears to? Number one. To whose words are you giving the totality of your life to? Who is the person controlling your life? That is why these days we have, how do I put it? Ignoramus celestials that has no knowledge, because they have chosen to give their hearts and their ear to the words of fools. Begin to look at yourself inwardly. For so long you have been listening to sermon. For so long you have been listening to words. You have been listening to whatever thing that comes your way. But if up until now you are not knowledgeable in this spiritual journey about your God, about who you are, about the purpose of your life, then it's a show. Every word you have been giving your ears to are fools in your life. Or you are the fool that chose to act as a fool when the words of wisdom comes your way. This morning, I am charging us to learn to give our ears to the words of the wisdom. Many are the words that will come your way, but learn to select that this one is a foolish word. Why this one is a wise word? I need to go after this. So that when you begin to give your heart will suffer it. When your ear does not sieve the word that this one is nonsense, this one is right, your heart will suffer it, because once whatever your heart go through, the entire body will suffer it. Then you begin to follow that word until you realize, I have been doomed. I have been wọ́n ti gbá mi tipẹ́tipẹ́. That is when you now realize, àṣé ẹni tó ń kọ́ mi òpùrọ́ burúkú ni. You are the cause of it, because you have failed to give your ear to sieve the words. I pray this morning pé kí Ọlọ́run bí lè wọ ṣọfà kó fún wa ní ẹ̀mí àránṣe láti dá ọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́gbọ́n mọ̀ àti ọ̀rọ̀ òmùgọ̀ mọ̀ lórúkọ Jésù Kristi. Kó sì pa ọkàn wa mọ́ kúrò lọ́wọ́ ewukéwu tí ó pa wá lára.